Production Company. Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a great day. Y'all, I do want to make sure this is working because I'm going live on my phone on a different place than what I typically go live because the other phone was dead. So if you're watching, make sure that you say, hey, let me know you're watching. So we make sure that we are live and that everything is good. Let me double check here. It looks like we're good. Okay, good deal. All right, y'all. So when you hop on, say, hey, let me know you're watching. Hope you're having a great day. Today we are doing the Celebrate and Create Paper Club reveal. I'm going to show you all the new designs for the Paper Club. Also, I'm giving away 6 prizes during this live. And we're going to be doing a really fun thrift store makeover. I posted a picture of the item we're going to be making over. I did take a before picture because I've already taken it apart. So it's in 3 pieces right now, but it's this item right here. It is like this little wall sconce. So we're going to be making this over with our new paper designs. And also, I'm going to show you all the new paper designs. And they're gorgeous. This month is so good. I know y'all are going to love it. We have a little bit of patriotic, and then we also have some sort of everyday springy type set as well. So it's going to be good. I'll explain the giveaways here in a few minutes. I'll explain how all of that works. And we'll get started here in just a second. So let's see who we've got joining. Let's see, I don't have as much room on this phone as I do on that one. It's harder for me to see. Hi, Jennifer. Hello, Alexandria. Hey, Carol. Hi, Lori. Hello, Holly. Hey, Shirley. Hi, Carol Traskell. Hi, April. Hey, Pam and Sandy. Hello, Painted Hands Decor. Thanks for joining. Hey, Tammy. Hi, Adriana. Hey, Carol and Norma. Hi, Bev. Hello, Jackie. Hey, Ruby. Hey, Barbara. Good to see y'all. I can only see like 2 comments at a time, so just bear with me. Hi, Chrissy. I hope you have a great lunch. Hey, Gail. Hey, Rhea. Good to see y'all. Thanks so much for joining. It's a beautiful day here in Kentucky, thankfully. It is warm. It's in the 80s, and I am thankful for that. Of course, here I am still in a school sweater, but it's a very thin sweater, and it's cold down here, in my opinion. When the air is on, it's cold. Hey, Stacy. Hi, Deborah. Okay, so let's get into it, all right? I do need to do that, Holly. It has been a while, hasn't it? It's Andrew is dieting, so we'd have to do something that is diet friendly, and I don't know what that would be, but yeah, we do need to do that. We haven't done one in a long time. Hey, Cindy, thanks for sprinkling, Ruby. Hi, Sandra. We are doing a reveal today. We're revealing the paper from the Celebrate and Create Paper Club for this month, and we're doing a thrift store makeover. I'm going to go get the giveaway because I forgot to grab one. Hang on just a second. Okay, so what I'm giving away today, 6 items, all the same, okay? I'm giving away my paint mixing class. So, y'all watch me all the time. You see me mix paint colors. And it's really beneficial if you are a Celebrate and Create Paper Club subscriber because you can mix colors that match your paper. And so that's really nice. Now, it's super beneficial regardless. If you are a crafter, you need to be able to mix paint colors because it makes such a difference. You do not have to have a, color for every single project. You can see I only have a few. We also only carry a few colors in our store. And so this is a really great way for you to be able to mix whatever color you want to, any color that matches your project. so that you don't have to have 500 colors on hand, right? Um, so this is our paint mixing class, and we will ship something to you. And this has some cheat sheets on it. It has a color wheel in it. It has the paint that you need. It comes with the paint, all the colors of paint that you need for the mixing. It comes with the tools for mixing. It just comes with all different things. And then it also comes with a QR code to actually watch the paint mixing class. Okay, so you do get a class as well. It is all virtual, and you'll be able to watch that class and learn how to mix your paint alongside me. Okay, so I'm giving away 6 of these today during this live. So here's how this works. During this live, I'm going to be setting a timer. I'm going to set the timer for a little bit longer than what I typically do because we are going to be doing the makeover. And so we're just going to roll this throughout the entire live, not just the reveal. And so I'm going to make the timers a little bit longer. When those timers go off, I will choose the very first comment that I see on my screen, and that person will be our first winner, and then we'll move on. Okay, we'll set the timer again. When it goes off, again, I'll pick the first name that I see on my screen, and that person will be our second winner, and so on and so on. Okay, so that's how it goes. Jackie says she took a painting class last night. And didn't have the brand or colors the instructor had. This sure would have been helpful. Yes, Jackie. Absolutely. So it's wonderful. It teaches you, walks you through all of it. It's very informative, very informational, helps you understand how it all works. So it's a really great tool to have when you are a crafter, okay? So if you have not purchased this, this is available on the website. You can purchase it. I believe I want to say like 20 bucks, but I couldn't say for sure. And like I said, it comes with everything that you need, and it is a full class, okay? But we are giving away 6 of them today. Now, you do have to be watching live in order to win. Okay, so you can't win if you're watching on replay. Okay, so let me get my timer out here. That's the calculator, not the timer. There we go. All right, and I'm going to set the timer. When the timer goes off, I'll pick the first person that I see on the screen. Hey, Joan. An ice storm warning. No fun. You need to come down south. Hey, Tammy. Thank you, Shirley. Okay, so let's do our Celebrate and Create Paper Club. I'm not sure why you can't see comments, Patty. You should be able to. There's probably like a little arrow at the bottom that you need to press in order for the comments to come up. You might just have them turned off. I don't know. But there should be a way for you to be able to see the comments. Okay, so basically the comments are what's going to generate the wins. Okay, so you have to be commenting in order for you to win. So the first set of our Celebrate and Create Paper Club is America Y'all. Okay, this one's by Mom. It is not by me. It's by Mom. I thought maybe y'all would think it was from me because she put y'all in the title. Comments are coming through so fast, it's not keeping up. So our Celebrate and Create Paper Club, if you're not familiar with it, it is, the price just went out of my brain. I think it's $10 a month, $5 for your first month, and it's 24 total designs. Okay, so you get 2 completely different styles every single month. And each of those styles comes with a total of 12 designs, okay? You're going to get 8 full-size craft paper sheets, And then the other 4 sheets are going to be your embellishments and your signs and things like that. Okay, so America, y'all, this one was inspired by our our napkin bundle. Our patriotic napkin bundle is what this one was inspired by. And so some of those napkins we just fell in love with. And so Mom used those as inspiration for this specific one. So this is the first. Okay. All right. So here is the first page. Super duper cute. Floral. Beautiful. Red, white, and blue. Then we have some red gingham. I hope you will join, Barbara. Me too, Rebecca. Okay, so someone says, are you selling something or are you advertising? I'm doing both. Selling and advertising. Okay, y'all, my printer is messed up. I gotta get a new printer. I had the hardest time with my printer today, and it would not print this sheet correctly. And so there are lines in this sheet. There are not supposed to be lines on this page, but my printer wouldn't act right. And so this one here, you can see the lines. It's really bad, but that's my printer. It's basically just a solid blue with a very faint floral pattern. Okay. So it's a very similar pattern to this one, but it's just this like tone on tone, color. Oh my gosh, y'all, these comments, my phone is not keeping up. Okay, then we have this one here, very patriotic. It's got the stars, and just this fun print that looks very patriotic and fun. Then we have this one here, which is this beautiful stripe, and it's got these cute little scallops on it. How adorable. Red, white, and blue, and it's got the different shades of blue in it, which I love. Next, we have this pretty floral design, which almost has like a watercolor effect to it. A little bit of red polka dot. Isn't that cute, April? And then another fun stripe. I love this one too. And it also has the scallops on it if you look really close. And then some dots going down as one of the stripes. So cute. And then you've got, so you get 8 sheets, as you can see, full size all over design. And then you get 4 sheets that have signs and embellishments. And so this is the first one. You have the Pledge of Allegiance. This really cute little 250 design here could be used as a bookmark or a sign. And then a 4x5 over here says July 4, 1776. And a couple of little stars that you could cut out. And this one here looks like fabric embroidered on. It's super cute. Okay, then you've got a full sheet sign, which is this gorgeous watercolor little patriotic looking home. Okay, we've got 3 signs here. This one right here says Old Glory, and it's got the American flag on it. And then these 2 here, this one here says Land of the Free, Home of the Brave, 1776, and then God Bless America. Isn't that pretty? And so the home is 8.5 by 11, but you could cut it down to an 8 by 10 as well. Okay, then this one also did not print very well on my printer, so there's some lines in it going horizontally. The horizontal lines are not supposed to be there. I only wish that my house looked like that on the outside. My house is the epitome of don't judge a book by its cover, okay? It is. It is the epitome of it. And my house does not look anything like that. I wish it did. Okay. America, y'all, is this one. And so we got this cute little 8x8 sign. And then down here, a little horizontal long sign that says America on it. It has like a little flag type of a design on the background. Really fun. This is really cute. I could see this as a band on a firecracker. That would be fun. And then all of our sets come with these look sheets, or like little thumbnail sheets, okay? And they all have the name. Okay, Lori Stroud. Lori Stroud, you are the first winner. All right, I don't have a piece of paper over here, so I'm going to write on my glass. Lori Stroud. Okay, she's our first winner. All right, let me reset the timer. Okay, Sandy, a paint mixing class. So all of these little look sheets, they've got the date on there as well as the title, and all of the pieces of all the designs that you're going to get. And so what we recommend doing is printing this out and then putting this into a binder every single month. And you can just flip through and see what ones you want to print. So you do not have to have a ton of paper kept on hand all the time. You don't have to figure out how to store all of that paper, because in my opinion, that is the worst. Craft paper is the hardest item in your entire craft room to figure out how to store. And then to go back and look for some and needing something specific. So this makes it very easy. You can flip through really easily, look at all the different options you have, go to your computer, find April 2020, and print out the specific ones that you want. Missy, we use the Hammer Mill 32-pound premium copy paper. It is in a green package. It's the brand Hammer Mill, and it's 32 pound. Sandy, we like HP. We use HP Office Jet are the ones that we have right now. We also have used the Envy before. We had an Envy Pro, but we always pick one that prints borderless, okay? And so that allows me to print edge to edge, so there's no white. I do not trim these, okay? There's no white. It prints edge to edge. So if you're buying a printer, you want to pick one that'll print borderless. We prefer HP. We use their instant ink program, which, by the way, you guys, I preach this every single time. I ought to be getting some kind of commission for it. I'm not, but the instant ink program is wonderful, and here's why. I understand that ink is expensive, and I have been there and done that and know that when you run out of ink, you just don't buy ink for a while, because it's a lot of money up front. It could be $100 depending upon the ink, the printer. It could be more than that. The instant ink is not. It's an easier pill to swallow every single month. You can control how much you need. So it's based upon copies and not on, well, I don't know. It's just based upon copies. So if you do like 200 copies a month, you can do less than that. And it's this cheapest one is really expensive. It's less than $10 for the cheapest subscription. And they send you the ink when you're almost out. You always have plenty of ink. You never run out of ink. And it's not costing you an arm and a leg at once. Also, when they send those ink cartridges from Instant Ink, they last way longer than what you could buy at the store. Way longer. Okay. Um, so it's fabulous. All right. Okay, so that's the first set. This is the America Y'all. This is that set, and it is gorgeous. Okay. Up next is the one that I did, and this one's called Heirloom Meadow. Yes. Who said that? You are the one that got me into Instant Ink. So much of a savings. I just switched from HP to Epson. How come, Lori? Okay. I don't know about Epson. I can't give you any information on Epson because we have been using HP the whole time. So I can't say. All right. So this one's called Heirloom Meadow, and this one was inspired by my new kitchen, by the decor in my house currently. Okay. And this one is greens and yellows and cream colors, a little bit of brown, and ducks. All right. So Heirloom Meadow, we have a beautiful sort of a mustard color, and this has a really pretty, just kind of wallpaper like design on it. Thank you, Kathy. That's so sweet. Thank you, Sandy. Oh, good, Larissa. Okay. Then this one right here it's got like a cream sort of distressed background, wouldn't it, Patty? And this pretty little green design printed all over it. We have a plaid. Thank you, Glenda. This one has a fabric look to it. It's sort of a deep olive colored plaid. Thank you, Alexandria. And we have a toile. This one here has a cream colored background and then the green toile design all over it. Victoria, do you like the Instant Ink? We've got just a sweet little, I just love this one. It's sort of a cream background, and then it's got these little tulips all over it. This is like the kind of wallpaper that I want in my kitchen. And that the only one I can find is very expensive. I mean, it's like $110 a roll. What is what called? Lisa, I think you asked. Oh my gosh, I can't catch up with the comments. I'm trying to catch up, but I can't. Okay, this one right here has this sage green background and then these beautiful little yellow flowers all over it. And then we have, thank you, April, a yellow plaid. Sort of a mustardy yellow plaid. And this duck design. So this one's got the ducks on it in their little frames. And then it has the little flowers. I know, Alex, I do have expensive taste. Unfortunately, every single time I find something I like, it's always the more expensive one. It's never the cheaper. Never. Here come the ducks. Lots of ducks. Okay. Then this is the, okay. Carol Traskell, you are the next winner. Congratulations, Carol. Well, I am, but I told you I had to go live at 3:30. Will you get that casserole out of the fridge and just sit it on the counter, please? I know it. Aren't they cute? I love the ducks. So this one here is the full size. So we've got 8 of our, or I'm sorry, these are the full size, 8 all over sheets of, or patterns rather. Hang on, I forgot to set the alarm. Let me set the alarm. Okay. Okay, so this one here is a sign. So you can cut this one to 8 by 10, or you can use the whole thing. And it's got the toile background and then a cute little frame with the duck. I am definitely going to be framing some of these to put in my kitchen or just in my house. I don't know. I'm definitely going to be using some of them. Okay, and then we've got a 5x7, 2 5x7s. So this one has the little yellow background with the white duck, and then the little bow on the top. Super cute. And then we've got a watercolor landscape, and this one is also 5x7. And then you've got some little washi tape type pieces that you can just cut out and use in your junk journals, or add at like the bottom of something for a little extra detail. Then we've got this one here. Yes, Karen, I did start it. This one's got 2 4x4s, and they have just the ducks on them with fun little backgrounds. So you got a little mallard duck here on the yellow plaid, and then this little brown duck on the little floral background. Got a couple of tags right here. Hi, Chatty Cathy. Got a couple of tags right here that you can cut out and add to different projects. And a 5x5 or 6x6. I think it's a 6x6. Yeah, a 6x6 right here with the pretty little green frame and the little flowers, little yellow flowers. And lastly, we have an 8x8, and this is a watercolor of a little duck by a pond. Just the digitals only, Sandy. We shipped printed paper when we first started, and it just got to be too much. So we moved into digital only years ago and haven't stopped. Okay. And then down here, we've got a little sign that says Home Sweet Home, and then a little tag that says home. So then, of course, you've also got your little thumbnail sheet that's got all of the designs. So you can add this to a binder, flip through when you're finished or when you need something, and you can find the one that you want. Go to your computer, find that folder for April of 2026, and print them out. Okay, so this is Heirloom Meadow. This is the other set. So you get all of these, y'all. All of these designs you're getting in 1 month. And the next month, you're going to get all new designs. So it's a lot of designs. And they are beautifully coordinated together. And then you have got all these designs that you get to keep in your collection and print whenever you want. Yes, Mary, you can print what you want, when you want, and how much of it you want, right? So that's the wonderful thing about it. You never have to worry about, I don't feel wasteful necessarily because I only print what I need, and I don't feel like I can't use something. Like, for instance, if you had bought this paper, you might feel like you couldn't cut one of these out. You know, you might feel like you didn't want to waste the whole sheet to cut out one of these little ducks. But when you can print whenever you want, then you don't have to worry about that. right? You just do it. And so that's the beauty of it all. You get as much as you want of something, and it's really nice to have these in your stash. So I was like, wait a second, there's two of those. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to get into our thrift store makeover. All right. So these are all the designs. Again, it's $10 a month. You can comment craft paper, and we'll send you a link for joining our craft paper, our Celebrate and Create Paper Club. And it's $5 for your first month, $10 after that, and you get all those designs. You can also go back and purchase previous month's designs as well. Okay. So that's a beautiful thing. If you need something, you always have that. You can go back to previous months, especially if you're new to it and you don't have the previous months. You can go back and purchase some that you really love. There's some beautiful ones. There are some really pretty ones. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Okay. So we're going to work on our thrift store makeover. So this right here, I purchased at Anything Goes whenever we went last week or the week before. And it had this glass in it. I did take a before picture, so I'll be sure to show you all that. But it had a glass in it right here, and the glass had like that veining in it. You know how like old, what year was that? Was that like the 70s? That kind of veining that was in the mirror. And so I removed that very carefully and cleaned this up. I also went ahead and took it apart. So it's basically a little sconce. And so this goes on the bottom like that. And then this little candle holder sits right here. Okay, so it's just a little sconce. So we're going to give this a bit of a makeover. We're going to use our craft paper to do that with. Okay, I'm going to be using the toile today, and we're also going to use some brass paint. So I'm going to get out my brass paint right here. This is available on our website, thecelebrationco.com. This is the tarnished brass in the distress paint. It is my favorite. Love it. We are actually going to leave all this rust, and we're going to do some paint over it. And I'm hoping that this looks really great. So we'll see how it turns out. All right, let me grab a brush. Let me see if I have my fluffy brush over here. Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to look by the sink and find my fluffy brush. Oh, timer's going off. Mona Windling, you're our next winner. By the way, if I call your name, make sure that you send us a message with your mailing address so we can send you your paint class. Mona, I got to scroll up and find her name. Hopefully I can find it. Windling. Okay. Thank you, Naomi. All right. Let's set the timer again. All right. So I'm going to use my fluffier brushes. These are available on the website as well. And I'm going to break out my new ceramic paint palette to put my paint in. These are new on our website. They're ceramic, so they will clean up really easily, which I love. I don't have to constantly have some kind of like something to throw away. Let me grab a paper towel. Okay, so I'm just going to dip a little bit into the paint, and then I'm going to remove it. This actually, you do not need a lot, okay? Anytime I use this, though, I will say I like to have a base coat of something dark. black, raw umber, burnt umber, something dark like that underneath it makes it look so much better. So then I'm just going to take and start just dry brushing this directly onto this little twist that's on the side here. And I'm liking how that's looking already. Let me show you. Look at that. So simple, but beautiful. And I usually do 2 coats. I tend to like the way 2 coats looks the best. I'm not trying to get into all of these crevices because I want some of that darker rusty tone to kind of show. I like how that looks. See ya. See ya. Have a good weekend. All right. Oh my goodness, this is going to be pretty, y'all. And I'm not worried about the background because we're going to put something on that, of course. So I'm not worried about that. Anytime I use this paint, I always use these brushes. I don't know, I just like them. I think that they do a really good job for something like this. A brush like this also, I think, makes it easier to do smaller, like thinner surfaces like this. Hey, Candy, we are doing a little thrift store makeover today. All right, I'm going to go back over this just to kind of brighten that brass color a little bit more. So I'm just going to kind of do a second swipe real quick. Just want that brass to be a little bolder. It does show up really good, doesn't it? All right. I mean, look at that. Who would have thought taking this that was rusted out and making it look like that? Who would have thought? Okay, so then we're going to take our little candle holder piece and we're going to do the same thing with it. Except this time, because this surface area is larger, I'm going to do circular motions with my brush. And this is where I really don't need a lot of paint for this. We're just going to just keep rubbing this until we've coated most of it. But look at that. Look at the difference. It does. Little goes a long way. It really does. It shows up. In fact, in some of my projects that I've done with this, where I've wiped the paint off, everyone's like, there's not even any paint on there. And then as soon as I take and swipe it onto the dark surface, it's amazing to see how it how it shows up. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get the top side now. And just as much as I can, I'm going in circular motions. Some parts of it are kind of hard to keep those circular motions going. Gotta get all parts of it. I know. I know. It's hard to believe what this paint can do and how it was all rusted out before. And now we've got this beautiful brass look. Look at that. Can you believe that? All right, gotta get the rest of this. Just gotta get this top. This part will be up against the surface, so you're not gonna see that. But you will see this. I think somebody earlier asked me what I had going on this evening. We actually don't have anything going on. Griffin's got spring break next week, and he had a track meet last night, so he's done with track until after spring break, and with football as well. So we don't have football until after spring break either. So we kind of get a little bit of a break, which is nice. So I think that tonight we're going to do not much of anything. All right. I'm going to dry this. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, for sure. Very nice to have a break. I'm loving how this looks. It looks very brass-like with the rust and stuff. Okay, some spots though I do want to go over again. Okay, Cindy Williams, you're our next winner. We've got 2 more to give away. So y'all stick around. Still 2 more to go. All right. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. Gisela, this is tarnished paint, and it is called, or distressed paint called Tarnished Brass. This is on our website, thecelebrationco.com. We have it in a couple of other colors as well that we just recently added. So we have got, I don't know if I've got them in my, okay, we've got brushed pewter, which is a silver, and then we've also got a bronze. And I don't know if I have it in my stash, but it also comes in a bronze, and that is also available. Hello, Tamara. Now, I will tell you, these brushes, they do shed, but they're really great for this kind of stuff. I wouldn't use it to just like brush on, you know, a surface, like if you were trying to coat a surface. I wouldn't use it for that. They're very inexpensive though. And I just love that they're just this kind of rough bristled brush. Just perfect for stuff like this. Look how good that looks. Are you kidding me? That looks so good. All right, I'm going to do the bottom and add a little bit more to the bottom. And I think we're pretty good to go on that. Okay. All right, so there's that piece. Again, this was rusted before. Look at that. And this was rusted. Okay, so now we've got those two pieces ready. Let's move on to this piece. All right, so this is a little wooden piece, and I want to keep it wood. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to give it a little bit of a sand. Just to clean it up a little bit. I'm not going to do much to this. Okay. Thank you, Christine. All right, so we just gave it a quick little sand. I think I'll get the edges a little bit too. Again, just to kind of clean it up a little bit since it's been sitting out in the weather. Yeah, it's got that kind of driftwoody kind of a look where it's been sitting out in the elements. So we want to just bring it, I just want to bring it back to life a little bit. She's good, Wanda. She was here a little bit ago getting some products ready. Okay. All right. Let's clean this up real quick. This cleaned up. Okay. So then I'm just going to varnish this. In order to just bring out the color of the wood and stuff. That's what I'm hoping, at least. That's going to look good. So let's see what happens. Let's see here. What do I have? Okay, here's the Duraclear in matte. So this is what I'll use for this. I'm gonna get a different paintbrush. Grab one of these. Me too, Naomi. Okay. So this is the matte Duraclear. We have this in multiple different finishes. The Duraclear is it is an interior exterior. So if you have something that you're trying to protect, the Duraclear is a varnish, so it'll do that. Okay, so let's put this on here. Let's see how it's going to look. Bring out that wood. We might do a couple of coats. Hey, Andrew? Griffin? What? You're supposed to text him when you get there, okay? Okay. All right. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, that changed it. We're going to do a couple of coats, but look how pretty that is. It's just got this worn, but yet antique looking wood, which is what I like. You need to text Micah when you get there to let him know you're there. Okay? However you need to text him. If Daddy probably can't text him, so you probably need to. All right, and I'm going to do another coat as well, I think. But that looks pretty. Look how pretty that looks. And I mean, we just gave it a quick little sand and a little varnish. I'm going to use a little brush because this little detail here is kind of getting on my nerves with the varnish settling into it. So, all right, let's try this and we'll do a second coat. Yeah, it's no longer dull. It's pretty. I had a feeling that would be really pretty once we put a little varnish on there. It's not grayed out anymore. Okay. All right, let's do a second coat.
Is he supposed to take Micah? We can't take the parents?
No, I don't think they're there.
So can you just not?
She said that.
Well, I'm not going to take it. Take it in the Jeep. We're going to be in Lexington. I don't have any way to secure it.
Well, I guess do what you got to do, but she just said because he probably wouldn't answer the door. All right. Okay. Lisa Leatherman. Is that right? Leatherman. Lisa Leatherman, you're our next winner. We have one more to go. If you are a winner, I'm seeing some new names here, which I'm really excited about. Make sure that you send us your mailing address so that we can ship your class to you. Just getting this varnish out of these little crevices here. Okay. All right, so there we go. Yay, Lori, I'm so glad. All right, so now we need to just do the background of our little sconce. So I'm going to set this aside and let this dry all the way. But this is what it looks like after we have coated it with our varnish. Look at that. Can you believe the difference? Okay. So let's grab our sconce. We're going to be using this wall paper to go on the background of this. This is going to go in that behind this brass. Okay. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. And I'm trying to decide what the best way is going to be to get this cut in here. Mulberry paper would have been great. Because my printer was being so cantankerous, I didn't want to chance it. But mulberry paper would have been a little easier to use because you could have just decoupaged the whole thing, pushed it up into the sides, and then trimmed it. So mulberry paper would have been a lot easier. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is make some kind of template. And so I'm just trying to decide. It's the top that's the hardest part that I got to figure out. I could, hang on, I'm working this through my head. Okay, I've got a piece of mulberry paper here. I'm going to put this I'm just going to press this up into the edges. My fingers. Let's see. Okay, let's do this. So we'll trim this with the knife, trimming the mulberry paper. So this is why I say the mulberry paper would have been a lot easier. We do sell the mulberry paper as well. Make sure you're using a good sharp knife when you're doing something like this. Okay, that is good. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so pretty. This isn't even in the paper I'm going to use, but that is already so pretty. Okay, so here's a template. Look at that. So this can be the piece for our first I'm trying to decide here. Okay, let's go like this. Okay. All right, let me grab a pencil or a pen or something. And I'm going to trace around this mulberry paper. So you could also have used like a piece of tissue or a sewing pattern, something like that for this if you don't have mulberry paper. I restart the timer? I didn't restart the timer, y'all. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's cut this out. I don't think we need to worry about the paper cutter or anything like that because I'm hoping a lot of it is going to be hidden on the edges. That's what I'm hoping, at least. I don't know. I'm making it with that intention. You just never know if I'm going to like it or not. But I am making it with that thought in mind. I actually more am thinking my hallway. I have a gallery wall that's still very farmhouse, which I'm really kind of going away from a little bit. And so I have been thinking about, adding, slowly swapping things out. Okay, we got to make sure that this is going to fit in here. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. I have a feeling that it's going to be a little challenging. Top part. I'm struggling with. Might be too wide. Okay. We're just going to slowly work this in. I'm going to cut this down a little bit on the top of this. And then I think I'll trim the edge off just a smidge. A smidgen. I wish I could take the back off so badly. Starting to think that this was a bad idea. That maybe I should have just gone with and just do the mulberry paper. I think it's going to be fine. You can see up at the top just a little bit, but once it's hanging up, I don't think you're going to notice that. So we need to do this last bit down here at the bottom, which I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do. If I'm going to just, kind of do that, or if I can overlap it a little bit. I think I can overlap. Possibly. Can possibly overlap it. It's got to be. I'm worried it's not going to match up though. Let's try it. Y'all remember we got one more item to give away, so keep those comments coming. There they are. It's like they stopped for a minute. They're all just loading in right now. They paused for some reason. Okay, I'm going to cut right by this little lamb. And let's see here. Okay. Let me cut a little bit more off. So there's less of a I don't think that worked either. Do that. Yeah, that's not right. This one has to go right about here. It matches up. The problem with it is the sort of distressed design that's on the paper is affecting the coloring here. So I might have to try and fix that with distress ink. So we'll see. Okay, we're gonna go on, and I guess I need to cut this down though, don't I? I'm just gonna put this on and just kind of do that like I did with the mulberry paper. It's easier to do with the mulberry paper, I think, than because of the rounded part at the top. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm worried about gluing this in, but let's do it. Let's go for it. Here we go. Y'all ready? We're almost there. I'm gonna use a brush for my decoupage glue. That way I can get up underneath the little twist there. All right. Okay, here we go. Decoupage glue is on. Let's do it. We have a short amount of time to work with here, and I'm nervous. Okay. All right, there's that. It's not perfect on the top, but the sides look really good. All right, so now let's do the bottom. And we have to overlap this. Right up to the top of this guy's little hand. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna take my knife and just cut across here because this is not gonna show because our little wooden piece is gonna go right here. So all of that's gonna be hidden. Okay. All right, so here's what it looks like. Myrna, definitely join our Celebrate and Create Paper Club. That's where this paper is from. Okay, so let me see if I can fix that. I'm going to use a light. Okay, Wanda Perry. Okay, frayed burlap. Wanda Perry, you are our last winner. Congratulations, Wanda. Again, if you have won, make sure you send us your mailing address so that we can send you your paint class. Okay, so this is frayed burlap. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if I can make this blend a little bit better. I'm not sure that it's working very well. I'm just going to add a little extra around here. Just to kind of help it kind of all blend together. All right, let's put this together and then we'll see what we think about it after it's all put together. Okay, so we just need to screw our pieces back on. All right. Okay, where's my screws? Here they are. Okay. And let me get my drill. Ah. Okay, other way. These are the screws that were in it. I just took this right apart. Okay, so there's that. Now let's add our little sconce piece back on. And these I will have to put a little bit of the brass paint on. In order to make them match. Otherwise, they're going to stand out. Okay, this last one I'm going to have to do by hand. My drill gets in the way. Do you like it, Lori? It's hard to believe we've transformed this from what it was to what it is now. All right, I'm going to grab a little brush. And I'm just going to take some of my brass paint and just kind of go over these screws. So they don't stick out like a sore thumb, although they still show up pretty well. But there it is. Let's see. Thought I had a candle back here. It needs some reinforcements. But what do y'all think? Is that cute or is that cute? Let's see if I have anything that I can fix that. Hang on. Let me find. Okay, here we go. This is just sticky tack, y'all. Nope, that's not gonna work. Let me stick it in here like that. And then put that guy in like that. Okay. All right, so there we go. What do y'all think? Does it need anything? What do you think about it? Yes, Lisa, thank you. She said if you didn't win the paint class, you can still purchase it. Money well spent. Thank you so much. Yes, you can still purchase the paint class if you didn't win it. What do y'all think? I think that turned out really cool. I'm trying to decide about the background though. I don't for sure know what I think about it. And I wonder if it's because it's too bright. I'm glad y'all like it. I think it turned out really pretty. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure about the background. I think that's the one thing that's bothering me, and I'm not sure what it is about it, so I don't know yet. But I do think it turned out really pretty. Very beautiful. And it's the good thing is there's this little hole, and the paper kind of covered up that hole, but there's still a spot to hang it. It's got like this little sawtooth thing built in. Different colored candle. Okay. I love the way the wood and the brass turned out for sure. I'm unsure on the background. I think if it was mulberry paper, I'd like it better. But I don't know. I'm still deciding. But it still looks really pretty. You think the Distress ink helped adding a little bit of that on there? All right, y'all. Well, I will post before and after pictures so y'all can see the difference, because you didn't get to see it completely, because unless you watched our thrift haul, because I had already taken it apart. But I will show the before and after so you can see them side by side. This is a huge improvement, and I love how it turned out, and I can't believe how good the brass paint looks on this rust. All of this was rust, and it looks so good. I didn't do anything to the rust. I didn't clean it. I didn't remove any rust. I didn't take a wire brush to it. I just took my tarnished brass paint and went directly on it, and it looks incredible. It looks so good. All right, y'all. Have an amazing day. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see y'all later. And if you watched my What You Cooking Wednesday yesterday, I'm going to be sharing about the casserole tonight as well, hopefully. So